Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We are going to be playing Call of Cthulhu tonight. We have another new scenario by Oscar. It's called an Eldritch Infestation. It's tied to our previous campaign in a way, sort of. We're playing, my character is returning, Harry Stanton, along with Georgie Prince, Jesse's character. We're adding Alex with us tonight. Playing Cedric Rossini. So I'm just going to kick it over to Oscar because I have no idea what's happening, and we'll figure it out as we go along.
Okay, 1 second.
But I kicked it. Like when I kick it,
you are. Shut up. You are summoned to the offices of your former employer. I'm just trying to find the architectural firm. Do you remember where Dale Trevor works?
I don't think I have notes for that game still, actually.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure.
I'm actually looking it up now.
So much
okay, it's the architectural firm of Pierce, Wade, and Trevor. And you are meeting with the junior partner, Dale Trevor. Who you've done some work, who Harry has done some work with before, but have you shared any of the details of that with Georgie? Not that you need to.
If we've done work in between, I probably would have shared them. Like, man, you're not going to believe this crazy shit that happened, right? Like,
we'll say
if we haven't, then I would tonight, right? Like when we get the call, I'll be like, oh shit, let me tell you about this.
Right. So he brings you in. Cedric, you're we're gonna say you're right out of college, and you've been hired by this law firm because, well, they're not a law firm, they're an architectural firm. They do a lot of buildings, but they're starting to get into acquiring properties and doing renovations. So they're trying to have on-site engineers that can assist the architects in the planning stages, but also inspect properties. So Dale, brings you guys in after hours, in the office. He does the whole, he's ordered like, a 6-foot sub from the local deli, and he's got like, soft drinks and jar of pickles, and he's got basically a little spread in his office. Yes, it's the 1920s. Okay, so he says, so do you guys want to eat and talk, or you just want to enjoy, just eat? And then we'll talk about the assignment. It's nothing you guys can't handle.
I'm more than happy to eat and talk. See what you got up your sleeves.
For those who have not met Dale, Dale is a man in his middle 20s, sturdily built. He has a full beard. And when you're up very close to him, you can notice there's a slight facial droop on one side and an indentation. And you realize that the beard hides some kind of a deformity or scar. But he hides it very well. He's also, and Cedric, you would have picked up on this, he's a junior partner because he's very talented. But about half of the office kind of keeps their distance from him. And you've picked up the scuttlebutt is that because he's a piney. He was born in the Pine Barrens. So basically it's like New England redneck that, and you're like, but you see a degree from like an Ivy League school and all of these architectural awards. So he's done amazingly well for himself. But, he's a piney. So a lot of the old money people really shun him, but he's doing quite well for himself.
In that case, I'll decline the sandwich because I don't like mixing business and pleasure.
Well, you work here. You're actually a coworker.
Yeah. I will still decline the sandwich.
Okay, so
Georgie like carries like a good 6-inch knife on him most of the time because of the dock work he does on the side anyway. So he's already got that out and is like cutting a piece of the sandwich off. He's like,
he actually digs in and he kind of goes away from his desk and he sits almost in like the lounge area where there's a table, and he kind of brings you guys all around. He goes, okay, so there's a piece of property we've come into possession of. Beautiful house on it. Got the property for really undervalue. We think that we can do something with it. I'm really torn about starting from scratch or renovating. I mean, renovating a quick flip would be the easiest way to get our investment back. Tearing it down, building something new, that was our original plan. I'm trying to see if the renovation is worth it. Cedric is one of our new engineers. He's going to assist you guys with the investigation of the property. Now, the reason I'm sending you guys and not Cedric alone is the house has a pretty sinister reputation.
Oh, you don't say.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I don't know much. It's called the Sullivan Mansion. It's in the hills above Oyster Bay on Long Island. Beautiful piece of property, a little remote up into the hills. So, but it's got great views. It's a mansard style house, 3 floors with a basement. It's a little dilapidated. No one's lived there in quite some time. It was built by, and he's looking through his notes, Kenneth Sullivan, who was in his time a brilliant physicist. Worked at Harvard. Fiance died, inherited some property from his great uncle. His work took a strange turn, and he was dismissed. Some say he officially resigned from Harvard. Some say he was forced out because he started developing some really strange, I guess you would say, occultish kind of physics theories. Became obsessed with Einstein's theories, non-Euclidean equations, folded space, time travel, that sort of thing.
So Harry at this point has stopped eating, taken out his notebook, and is like furiously scratching out notes.
He's not talking as fast as I am.
Yeah.
So he's delving into the kind of Pythagoras way of thinking at this point.
Right.
Little math, little magic.
Right. And there are groups that do that, but not really my area of expertise, which is why I contacted Harry. I'm happy to meet you, Georgie. He said that you've done this sort of work before.
So, yeah.
Great. So here's the thing. He vanished in the house. His body was never found. Reverted to the state. The state sold it, and the people living there lived there for a very short time. Said the house was haunted. Heard lots of strange scratching, crawling around. Could never find the source of the sounds. Lived there a very short time, possibly a week. They weren't even living there full time. They were renovating, and decided just to dump the property. Sat vacant for a few years after that until here's where it gets really interesting. A couple of kids ran off, got married. Couple didn't approve. Girl was from the wrong side of the tracks, that sort of thing. Lawrence Ripley, and he's going through his notes. Rita Felton. Lawrence was never. Rita was found, in very bad physical state. She'd been. It says that she was burned, or maybe she had gotten too close to some kind of an explosive device. There was a lot of trauma on her body. Lawrence was never found. She was found crawling away from the estate. Police looked into the place and said finally had been squatting there for a few days. She died of systemic infections, never really gained lucidity. And apparently, from the rumors I've heard, she died screaming, "They were crawling all over me." Now, I'm not really keen on renovating a haunted house, if you believe that sort of thing. But I don't know if you tear down a haunted house and build a new house on top of it, is this place still haunted? Or if there's a logical explanation for all of this. It could have been, it could have been a moonshine still explosion that caused these wounds. I don't know if the police ever really took a careful look at the property. The locals seem to really have a hands-off approach to the Sutton estate. So it came up on auction. We picked it up really quickly for almost next to nothing, and we don't know what we want to do with the property. So your report will help the firm determine what exactly direction we're going to go.
How far back was Kenneth Sullivan? When did he build the house?
He had the house built as a place to kind of spend his winter months, like long breaks when he was not teaching, a quiet place to do research. It was supposed to be, the honeymoon cottage, but his fiance passed away, natural causes.
Well, when was that? How old is the house?
The house is about 30 years old. He lived in it for about 10 years before his disappearance.
And did they find anything when he disappeared? I mean, was there pentagrams? Was there stuff burned on the floor? Or did he just wasn't home?
From what I've heard, there weren't any rumors about him being involved in anything. I don't know how carefully the house was actually checked by the police, and I couldn't get a hold of the police report. But again, it's a 20-year-old case, so I don't even know what the police would, there probably aren't any police working who even remember this case. They just remember the house's reputation.
Harry,
That's
what
okay.
Exactly,
Harry's here. It's pretty good at getting into back rooms of police stations.
Yeah, what exactly kind of contractor are you, Harry? You don't seem like
He's a private investigator.
Private investigator.
Oh. Okay,
I did some work before for Trevor.
Okay, so we're trying to find out if this place is still haunted, so we can decide to renovate it or not.
Well, still haunted would assume it was ever haunted. I don't know that it was ever haunted. This could all just be, hey, that crazy physics professor who lives up on the hill. And you get the locals just spinning yarns.
Sounds like a case of mental illness.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of a breakdown after the loss of his lady. And the two kids who were there, the boy was never found. So I don't know if there's a body somewhere in the house that nobody bothered to find. But again, locals won't go near it.
When Cedric says it's a case of mental illness, like Harry takes a sip of whatever the soft drink is, you just see him smiling around his cup. So young and naive.
Oh, poor summer child.
His eyes kind of flick over to Georgie. He's like,
Alex, these two have seen some shit.
I don't know that.
Right. That's why they're like, oh.
Yep.
Georgie and I share a moment.
Right.
Fresh out of college.
Fresh out of college, has absolutely no idea that the occult's
no life
actually
experience.
A real thing.
Yep.
So, Harry, you're driving, right?
Sure.
Do you have a car?
I don't know what we established. I think in the other game we established he didn't have a car just because he lived in the city. Because we wound up taking the train up to Boston and then up to Kingsport.
All right. We're going to say that the couple that you assisted have now moved out to California, where they're, she's making a movie and he's doing set designs. And basically, because they weren't going to drive the car to California, they've given you his old car.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, it's nothing fancy, because it was just his beater car to get back and forth to work.
Right.
But they were like, hey, why don't you hang on to it for us? Call it an early Christmas present. I mean, they're rolling in, they're making bank now. So,
right.
A beat up Model A is nothing to them.
Okay, cool.
So he says, I can give you the keys. I can give you the address. I can give you a map, and I can give you a copy of the deed. If anybody goes poking around and asking why you're there, you'll have papers allowing you to be there. Now, with all the diligent police work they've done in finding Lawrence Ripley, I doubt any police are going to be interfering with your investigation.
What's the local jurisdiction out there? Because I might want to stop in and just see if I can't get my hands on that report.
He tells you where the police station is. It's a town over.
Okay.
I'm going to have to search the public records for maybe zoning and blueprints of this house.
Okay. We're going to say this is Thursday night. He says, if we could wrap this up by Monday, that'd be great.
Oh, man, I can't see why not, right? We go walk around the property, make sure everything looks copacetic,
So he
knock on some of the
Cedric,
doors,
he tells
check
you, I'm
the
going to make
windows.
sure that you're making time and a half.
Yeah.
For all weekend.
Great.
And Harry, 20 a day plus expenses.
Yeah, it sounds like you should do it. This doesn't seem like it should be too complicated.
If you can get me the report by Monday morning, there'll be a $5 bonus for both of you.
Nice.
Is that 2020 or 1010?
That's 20 each. I need this done fast. And just
I'll kind of nod at him then. It's like, all right.
Yeah, we'll get it done, boss.
Takes a bite of the sandwich.
all right then. So he finishes up and locks up once you guys leave the office. It's now like 8 p.m. Thursday. And he basically tells you, take the rest of the sandwich with you.
Georgie's already like
It's a 6-foot hero.
Feet left.
that could feed you guys for like 2 days.
Right?
So
This is
I mean,
Georgie's
at this
lunch
point,
for the week. What are you talking about?
right? Everything is
He's like,
closed.
he expensed the lunch. He didn't give a shit. It's like, the firm's paying for the food.
Yeah. So I guess as they're leaving, then I think he just says to Cedric, like, "Hey, so we'll pick you up in the morning. It shouldn't be too far of a drive, right? Long Island's not that far.
No.
Pack an overnight bag."
You can see Cedric is packing something, but it's not close. It's just like all like operators manuals and like permits and all that stuff in binders upon binders. He's a nerd.
Okay,
Right.
so we'll start. Where do you guys want to meet tomorrow? It'll be Friday morning.
So George, do you just get around? Like, you just meet me at the office?
Yeah, I mean, if we want to leave a little early, mind if I just like bunk on your couch or?
Yeah, you got everything you need. You can crash in my place.
Yeah, okay. And he looks at himself, looks at the sandwich. He's like, yeah, I got everything.
Yeah, if you could pick me up from my apartment, then that'd be great.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He, writes down the address and is anything we want to check out here before we leave? You want to hit like pull some old papers? You want to hit like public records, anything like that before we get out of here?
I believe the public records would be available there, right?
Yeah, most likely if you're looking for maps or blueprints of the house or any kind of records concerning it, it would probably be better to look out there in that area.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Oyster Bay, from Manhattan to Oyster Bay, it's kind of like, even today, it's almost like another world. So this is now, and back then, most of Long Island was, horse and potato farms. So.
Yep. I've got my best suit on, pomade, slick back the hair, and my clipboard.
All right, so we're gonna say you get up early. You pick Cedric up. You guys head out. It's a bit of a drive because the roads aren't what they are now. But I'll be a dick. Roll navigation.
Let me see. Pull up my sheet.
Or who's the navigator? Who's got the road map?
I mean, Georgie would probably have the map if Harry's driving, right? You're not like driving with the map in your lap.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Unless you have points. Do you have points in navigate?
I mean, I'm a 10.
No, damn it. All right.
So how do you feel about technical drawing?
Holy crap, that's a 9.
You actually made it?
I actually made it. A
So
9 out of 10.
somebody gets to roll points in navigation, I guess.
Yeah.
If you live.
Wow.
All right. So there's a lot of weird, road closures and old country roads, and you almost get a little lost, and Harry's like, this cannot be the right way. And Georgie's like, it's the right way. You're like, this cannot be the right way. And all of a sudden, I'll be damned. And you pull into the town of Oyster. You're getting to the area. Do you want to go to the town over and look at the public records and the police station?
Yep. Yeah.
Because the town itself doesn't really have all of that. All right, so you pull in. We're going to say because of Georgie, you're there right around lunch. So it was a pleasant morning drive.
I can save my sandwich.
Alex, I'm going to make you like a luck roll, and I need you to drop a 12.
Okay. I passed the luck roll with 23, and you said you wanted me to reduce my luck by 12. I rolled a 12.
And a 1d12.
I've rolled a 12.
All right. Merry Christmas. This is taking place in December. And luckily, it is not snowing.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Okay, so now you realize why he wants this wrapped up really quick, because they're trying to finish up for the year, and he really wants to get the property report just sorted out before Christmas week. So we're going to say it's like early December, like that first week of December, that first long weekend in December. Mm-hmm. So you're out and you've hit the town, and, so where do you want to go? You've marked the, Hall of Records, Public Library, and make another luck roll, Alex.
$50 on dot, so I passed.
Okay. Which would you rather? The hospital where Rita died, or the offices of the area newspaper?
The offices of the area newspaper.
Okay, that's in this town. Unfortunately, the hospital where Rita died is like 45 minutes, 45 minutes east of here. West of here. No, east of here. So if you wanted to go talk to that, that'd be another, a side trip. Sure. But you've got a few choice locations if you wanted to do research here.
Hey, Georgie, you want to drop me off at the library? I can do a little background search on maybe some of the records that they got on here. If you want to hit up the either the police station or the records or whatever you got.
I'd love to see the public records, so we can split up.
Sure. Yeah, I'll drop you guys off, and then I'll head over to the police station. So I will drop them wherever they need to be. And
Is Cedric coming to the library, or do you want to go to the Hall of Records,
like
to
town
town
hall.
hall?
There's also the newspaper place in this town.
There's also the true, yeah.
So maybe we can meet up afterwards. But actually, it's almost 3. People like to get off work early on Fridays.
Well, it's lunchtime, right? So
It's lunchtime. It's like noon.
Lunchtime, yeah.
Just be wary of that.
You want me
Okay.
to drop you right over at the newspaper? Then I'll drop Georgie.
No,
over at the-
I'll go to the town hall because I know these people like to take Fridays off earlier.
Okay, so
Sure.
you're in East Norwich.
All right, Georgie, you're at the library.
Okay.
Yeah, Georgie's going to the library.
Library, newspaper, and police station.
Police station. Yep.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, so you're at the library. You enter. It's a rather small library.
Mhm.
There's a guy about your age, thinner, sweater, and seems to be the librarian. They're doing a children's reading hour. So you basically have to sit through him doing the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas to all of these kids, and he sees kind of you like lurking, and he kind of like holds up his hand like, hey, just give me a bit. Make a luck roll.
No.
You fail. Okay, so while you're standing there, someone kind of catches the vibe that you might be an unsavory element, because I mean you are.
I don't know where they get that idea from.
Okay, are you carrying a concealed weapon in your jacket right now?
I have like the work knife on me, but my only other weapon is a Winchester, which
Okay.
I don't think
So
I
you don't
have
have
on
the
me.
rifle, but you are carrying.
Yeah,
So the knife is
that's
easily
probably in Harry's
concealable.
trunk.
But you get some sideways glances, and
Yeah.
some of the moms kind of step away and kind of
yeah.
huddle together, and they.
Yeah, I mean,
whisper.
he's got like the long dock jacket, probably like one of the
fedora.
little workman's cap,
Oh yeah, like
like
the golf cap.
just like grungy hands.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah,
You're like screaming dock worker.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Which actually isn't weird for Oyster Bay, but okay. But they know you're.
But
an
hanging
outsider.
out in the library during children's reading hour, yeah.
Right. So the librarian comes over and he says, "Sorry about that. Duty calls. Got to keep the doors open. James Fisher, how can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm here with a friend. We're he's got some people looking into a property up around here, and we were just kind of stopping in, seeing if I could find any information, any little records that you got on the house. So figuring it's kind of popular, you might have archived papers.
Sure, we
Things
could
like
probably
that,
have
maybe
some
we
of
could
that.
look
Where's the property located? Is it in
It's
this
the
town?
what is it? It's that big hoity-toity science guy. What is it? The Sullivan House?
The Spook House. Oh, yeah, we've got some stuff about that. Let me point you in the right direction. I think we have some newspaper articles from when those kids, when Larry Ripley went missing. So he kind of steers you in the right direction. And he says, "Holler if you need any help."
Will
Which
do.
wi-
Thanks a lot.
which will allow you to re-roll with a bonus dice if he's forced to help you. But your first
Yeah.
library use roll is going to be on your own.
Okay. That is Think I'm gonna use. I rolled a 23 out of 20. I think I'm gonna use the 3 luck to bring that down to a 20/20.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
All right. You confirm a lot of the information you've already gotten. 2 kids were squatting there for a few days. One of them went missing. The other was found, with strange wounds. Some kind of a fire or an explosion. She died, 2 towns over. She was, deranged from the pain, and the wounds were so extensive that there was a systemic infection. A lot of mudslinging about the Ripley family because they were well-to-do, and the Feltons who were not. So it was like this kind of like wrong side of the track girl got herself knocked up and ran away with the Ripley boy, and then her mobster bootlegger kin did him off. And
so like she seduced him and pulled him down and all that kind of garbage.
So you're getting that the local rag is truly and honestly kind of a rag.
Right.
But it does confirm that you do not find anything earlier than that with just a basic, on the dot burning 3 luck point success.
Yeah.
So you've been here roughly an hour. Did you want to remain and try again on a different topic?
Yeah, I'll he wants to kind of get a little more into like the original owner and like the building of the house. And if, at that point when he's kind of looking around a little bit, he will go to the librarian and ask if he could like kind of, tells him more like what he's looking for. And it's like, just wondering if maybe you have something in the back.
Make a charm check.
Yeah. Let's see. No, 85.
Okay. He's like, unfortunately, I'm kind of in the middle of like, 3 things with all the events coming up. So I don't know if I can step away from the counter to help you look for that.
No, that's you take your time. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna run. I saw a coffee shop a little bit up the road. I'm gonna get there, get myself a cup of Joe, and then I'll be back. So don't worry about it.
He says, make a luck roll.
36 out of 52.
He says, spot me a cup of coffee when you come back and I'll give you 10 minutes.
How many sugars you like?
He says, you're a peach, and he kind of tells you his order. And we'll get back to you on the second roll.
Sounds good.
Okay, Harry?
Yes, sir.
Police station.
Yep. He rolls in, kind of takes it in, see if it's like a little Hicktown office, or if it's more like, they're actually on like more professional.
You would say it's half a dozen of one, 6 of the other. They're not.
It's a little town.
It's a little town, but they're taking their job seriously. You can tell that they're not lax.
Right. Then he goes in for the schmooze then.
And he goes, how can I help you, sir?
I'm hoping that you can. I got took a job. My name is Harry Stanton. He produces his business card. He's private investigator based out of New York. I just took a job for for Dale Trevor. There's a company out of New York there. It's an architectural firm. There's a piece of property over here in Oyster Bay. I want to check out, see if there's apparently somebody went missing by the name of, and he flips through his notebook. Kenneth, I can't actually find it now. Kenneth Sullivan. House was built about 30 years ago. Guy disappeared.
The Sullivan house, the professor's house.
Yeah. I was just looking to see if, maybe I could take a look at the report, just try to get some information. He wants us to go up and investigate the property. One of
the other officers walking by says, "Hey, isn't that where where that Ripley kid got offed?"
Yeah.
So they say.
some squatters, I heard, right?
Yeah, squatters is they were hiding out, playing house, that sort of thing. I don't know if squatters is the right word, but yeah, they broke in to get some privacy, I guess. Parents didn't approve of them.
Hmm.
But Kenneth Sullivan, I don't know if we have much. And that's what's really your focus on, not the Ripley Felton matter.
I mean, if you got some information, I take that on that as well. I mean, so tied to the same property
Make
and
a
everything.
psychology roll.
All right. Hopefully can do that. My psychology is 68. Ooh, 65.
Okay. He says, "Well, I don't know how much I can really help you then."
I don't know, like, what would be the
He kind of pulls you forward.
yeah,
And
he
he
leans
says,
in.
Ripley family really doesn't want any of this dredged up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I understand. And he pulls it, lights a cigarette, offers the guy a cigarette, says, this is all completely in-house. This isn't anything that's gonna get out to anybody. Like my client is just looking to see whether or not maybe it's be better to knock the place down, or if it's got good bones, maybe they just rebuild it.
All right, make a charm check.
All right. Ooh, Charles, that's good. I had to make a persuade check.
Well, no, because you didn't ask for it. You didn't really ask. Well, you didn't ask for anything.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this." You're just trying to assure him.
48. I'm sorry, 48 out of 30. I don't know that I want to spend 18 points of
All right.
luck.
All right. So he says, "Well, I could bring you up the file box from that year.
Hey, that'd be great.
Just grab that desk over there. I can't let you take any documents out of the office, but I can let you go through the box for like an hour."
Oh, that'd be perfect. I'm sure I'm not going to be in your way or anything.
No, just an hour. Guy who sits there is coming in at 2. So if you can just finish up whatever you need to, let me go get you that box.
Hey, if you grab that the Sullivan box too, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, that's the one I'm bringing you.
Okay, yeah, great.
So he brings you a box of stuff from that. It's literally like, a box, and it's just every case they had that year.
Right.
For like 3 years. It's like that range. So you're definitely gonna have to make a library use roll to find anything on the Sullivan house.
Okay. I will do so. Or I will attempt to do so anyway. My library use is 69. Nice. 14. That is
Is that a hard success or
it's a hard
even
success.
better?
I can make it an extreme. I'll spend a point if it matters.
I will tell you more if you spend a point.
I will spend a point. I just did it.
Okay. Kenneth Sullivan, brilliant physicist, fiance died, work took a weird turn. His great uncle on his mother's side was Hugh Morris, left him a book collection. And after inheriting these books and the death of his fiance, Bridget, his work took a very weird turn. He was forced out. He actually published several papers. And in one of the articles, it actually says that as part of his research into these non-Euclidean equations, he actually rented a room in Arkham for 3 weeks that was said to that the angles of the room didn't match up, and it was rumored to have been the home of one Keziah Mason, a reputed witch who was imprisoned and escaped from Arkham in the 1600s.
Like there's just like a pile of cigarettes in the ashtray by the time he's done.
Also, it says that he was an avid painter. And could have been a professional painter had he not been a physicist. And actually have had some works sold and displayed. But his artwork took a very disturbing turn. And towards right before he vanished, some of the paintings that were found when they searched were said to cause vertigo when viewed.
Are there any photographs of the pictures in the file?
No.
Okay. Does it note where the pictures were taken to?
Just that when they searched the house, they encountered the art, and they found it disturbing, and that some people experienced vertigo, but no notice of what they did with the artwork or where it is now.
Right. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be then from the collector, right? Like if the guy disappeared and all that stuff stays in the house and it gets sold. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
And then your hour is up and they come for the box, but you made good use of it.
Yep.
Okay, so now we are at the newspaper?
Public records.
Public records. Okay. Yep. I'm guessing you want the map.
Yes, I do.
All right. So, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm Cedric Rossini. I am a surveyor and engineer for Pierce, Wade, and Trevor. And I'd like to check out a map for the property on Oyster Bay owned by Kenneth Sullivan.
Do you have a business card?
Yes, I do.
They take it, they paperclip it to the logbook, and they ask you to sign in.
Sign in.
And they said sign here. And it's basically you're not going to remove anything, you're not going to damage anything. And they said, so they bring you in and they so what documents can we help you with?
Oh, I'd like a blueprint of the house as well as any zoning diagrams for in case they owned any other parts.
Okay, so they're going to say that that's going to be a $1 fee for them to help you pull the records.
Okay.
And then if you want a copy made, they can have a copy drafted. And you can pick that up, later.
On Monday? Yeah.
Make a luck roll.
Okay. 76 failed.
On Monday.
All right. Well, no copy required. I will have a notepad and I will sketch whatever dimensions that this map will provide.
Make a library use roll with a bonus dice because you have someone here helping you.
Okay. That is a regular success. Okay.
All right. Do you want to do a screenshot?
I'll do a screenshot.
Okay, hold on. Let me. All right. This is never going to work.
I will email it.
So I can do this.
All right. Oh, perfect.
All right.
Great.
And one item, actually make a spot hidden.
Sure. I'll spend 5 luck. Make that.
The signature on the blueprints are a KS.
There's like no company. It's just this one architect who has drafted these plans up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's initialed KS.
Yeah, probably Kenneth Sullivan if he made it himself.
Right. All right, so you found that relatively quickly, but you spent some time making the sketch and the copy. So you now have a blueprint of the house.
Excellent. I'm quite pleased with myself. I will pay them the $1 fee.
Okay. All right, so you guys want to reconvene?
Do we want to do Georgie's second roll?
Oh, Georgie, you come back and you can do yeah, right. I forgot about that. So you're going to do a second roll on Kenneth Sullivan.
All right. And because he's helping, do I get the bonus die?
Yeah, you get a bonus dice.
Yeah. All right.
And all it cost you was 15 cents for a cup of coffee.
Nope.
That bad, huh?
66 is my lowest. I got a 66 and a 96.
Wow. Okay, yeah, you're not going to find anything more.
Yep.
But at least you're getting extra points in navigation.
Woohoo!
All right, so you guys can reconvene. There is a diner here. You guys passed a boarding house that they actually had rooms for rent with meals. If you guys wanted to get a room, or you could go up to the house and just get, unpack your camping gear.
Do we expense this for the company if we take the boarding house?
He did say it was plus expenses.
All right, so we're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's not that far, then we probably go here, right? Because it's got heat, it's got food, water,
Right.
showers.
Okay, so you guys can go to the room boarding house, get a room. There's one large bed and a fold-out couch. Or you can get a pair of rooms if you'd rather.
Okay.
I mean, it's on the company dime, so we might as well.
Right. So you get a pair of rooms. They tell you that dinner will be, lunch is going to be served. He said, unfortunately, you've missed lunch, but dinner is at 5 sharp.
All right. I think Harry just is like, so do we want to chat in the car on the way up, or do we want to share info now before we go? We should probably get at least eyes on the property today, right? Like he wants us wrapped up pretty soon, so we should at least go take a look.
So you're going to go up now and then come back for dinner?
Do we want to actually go to the newspaper offices before they close? Because it is Friday. Oh, and we might as well see the house tomorrow when it's nice and bright out. Because we don't want to have it is December. Sun sets early.
You're going to get there, you're going to need to make a drive roll to get there quickly. And then you'll have like 1 hour before the newspaper closes.
Let's have our navigator available. Do that tomorrow when it's nice and sunny out.
Yeah, the paper's not open on the weekends.
Right, that's why we're going to the newspapers today.
We're going to do it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
that was my reasoning.
Drive roll.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Let me pull my sheet back up.
You'll make it either way, but this will determine how much time you have there to fart around.
49 over 20.
Okay, so it takes you longer than you would have liked. And as you're going in, it's literally like they've got half an hour left on the clock, so they're not happy to see anybody come in asking questions. So like, how can we help you?
Does Alex take the lead? Because if not, then Harry would. Yeah, I'll take the lead, and I'll be like, hello, we're actually private investigators and surveyors interested in the Kenneth Sullivan house over on Oyster Bay. And I will actually slip a couple, like $1 or $2.
Okay. And how can we help you?
Well, we'd like to learn more about the situation with Kenneth Sullivan, what he was known for. If he was a known physicist, he probably have some of his articles written about. Alternatively, you can tell us about Ripley and the Felton case.
That's a lot of articles to pull. But and we are closing in half an hour.
Right.
Is there anything we can
And
do
then
to help?
as you slipped him the $2, he like has his hand on it and he just glances down at his hand.
Okay, then I would look towards Harry. Do we want to know more about Kenneth or the?
Harry just slips him another 5.
He takes it and he says, I suppose I could work late. And he actually locks up when everybody's leaving. He said, just hang out a bit. There's coffee in the break room.
Okay.
So after everybody leaves, he pockets the $7.
That's a lot of money.
That is an extreme lot of money. At $15 to 1, that's like, this is his Christmas bonus.
Yep.
So he basically says, oh yeah, I can help you pull articles on that. So we were going to need 3 library use checks with a bonus dice each.
All right. Do we all want?
I want each one of you to roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know how Georgie got so smart because he's crap at using books.
Extreme.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 2 luck to make that a success.
All right, I'm going to say you're going to get the 3 pieces I was going to give you, even though Georgie boned his because
Cedric got 2.
Got 2. You see the article that got him canned. Kenneth Sullivan, and basically he was saying that through advanced mathematics, physics, the lost art of numbers, it would be possible to not only travel without moving, but to travel through any point in a given timeline. So that one could basically travel through time and space with little to no effort if one could just unlock the equations. And in the article, it had said that he had been experimenting on such things and had achieved some limited success. And then the very next story is like, Harvard professor retires suddenly after, and a lot of articles about perhaps the influences of his dead infamous uncle Hugh Morris, known in occult circles, as the Black Painter, yada yada yada. So that was like 1. 2, you find the report on Rita Felton, and it says that there was a room that one of the things he babbled about was that there was a room in the house that was boarded over, and it said, "Do not enter. Death awaits inside." And that the house was infested by strange glowing insects that seemed to wink in and out of visibility. And that it's these insects that caused her injuries, and she never says that Lawrence died. She says that they vanished him.
Did we ever get like a picture of Lawrence and Felton?
And the third piece is a actual photo of both notables. So you find photos of Kenneth Sullivan and his dead fiance before she was dead, of course. And photos of Rita and Lawrence.
Well, this has been a
and-
very good use for our time.
And the third is a very recent story about how there were 2 sets of bids on this property, with the architectural firm narrowly beating out a New York publisher who was seeking to purchase the house because the property comes with everything in the house. It's still fully furnished. And the person that was bidding against the architectural firm was a New York publisher called Golden Goblin Press.
Nice.
So, we're just so we don't metagame. Everyone make a no roll. Failing that, you can roll your Cthulhu Mythos.
And no roll.
It's INT, yeah.
Yep. 53 under 70, so that's a success.
Failed.
Okay. Harry knows that Golden Goblin Press is a New York publisher that publishes a lot of occult books. Harry, roll your Cthulhu Mythos.
Okay. I think I actually have a little bit of Cthulhu Mythos.
By now, you definitely should.
At 10. 35. I'm not spending that much luck.
George, you've got some Cthulhu. George, you got some Cthulhu Mythos. You can roll that. You got to unmute yourself.
86 out of 10.
Oh. Let's hope that's the only 86 of the night.
Right.
Okay, and Cedric, you have no, dear summer child, you have no Cthulhu Mythos points yet, but we're gonna change that. I hope. Okay,
man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It sounds so familiar.
At this point, you have missed dinner at the boarding house. And it is like night now. It is like full dark.
I think we go to the diner then.
Okay, easy to find a diner. Easy to get some dinner. And check into the room, the boarding house.
But I think over dinner, right? So like I think it's info dump time, right? Like, so we all share information, and then Harry says to the group, he says, George, I'm not sure if I told you about this or not, but I worked for Trevor a little ways back. He had this girlfriend. He wanted us to look. He got this letter. We wound up going down to the Pine Barren. Cedric, you might want to keep this a little close to the vest because it's not something that he's really going to want to talk about too much. And then he thinks about it and he really looks at Cedric and he says, Cedric, what's your experience like? What have you been up to? What kind of things have you seen? You're a young guy, right?
Oh, well, I spend most of my time in the library at Boston University. And what do you mean things? Like traveling? I haven't traveled a lot.
No, so Georgie's he's a confidant and accomplice, if you will.
Yeah, your partners, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I punch stuff when he needs me to.
Yeah.
Punch.
So here's the thing. We sometimes, as a private investigator, you investigate things and sometimes you find stuff that's maybe best left not investigated. There are things
like dangerous stuff with the mob. Like you don't want to look into it too much.
Well, there's always that. I try to steer clear of the mob as much as I can, because that's a losing proposition right there. But there are things that happen, so when I say that, the pictures, they created a sense of vertigo. It's not just that, these guys had maybe like a weak constitution. It's more that there are things that happen that they're maybe outside of like the normal experience for folks, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm trying to follow, Mr. Stanton.
Yeah, you want to keep an open mind about things. So when, Trevor says that, maybe this house is haunted, I guess what I'm trying to say is this house might actually be haunted.
I mean, maybe there's these glowing bugs. Maybe that's a new species. Do we need to get an exterminator?
Well, if an investigator would be beneficial, I would be all for it. But and his eyes sort of like flick over to Georgie. He's like looking for a little bit of help, and he says,
chances are those flickering lights are probably some kind of spirit or malevolent being that's inhabiting the house."
Wow, really? You're buying into it? Okay.
Well, so here's the thing, Cedric. We've seen a couple of things that.
Do you have proof?
Well, I mean, we like he just kind of like waves his hand at Georgie, like we've seen things.
Well, until I see something, I'm gonna trust in the fundamentals.
I mean, that's a good plan.
I don't believe in God. I only believe in science.
You got a good head on your shoulders.
We don't expect to kind of like flip your whole world right now, but what we're trying to do is prepare you for what we're about to go into.
All right.
So just kind of try to get your head around that a little bit, so it's not as much of a shock when you eventually see like a ghost or a guy jump out of a wall or something like that.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Oh, he says that now. Okay.
Just keep your head on your shoulders.
I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm excited.
Keep your feet on the ground like it's just be prepared,
Yeah, I've got my clipboard right here and my manuals for all the standards and all these notes.
Takes a sip of coffee and like turns to look at Georgie like, oh Jesus.
How big is Harry's trunk, and can it fit a body in it to take it back home?
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, what's your size, Cedric? In case they have to fucking
65.
Oh, he's gonna be so you're gonna need a big trunk. All right,
it's gonna be a tough fit.
You guys want to do anything with the rest of the evening?
Probably not. I mean, everything's going to be closed, right? Like this conversation may last for a while.
Tell me if anybody gets a hard success on a luck roll.
Hard success.
Probably not.
04. Extreme.
67.
Not me. Fail.
Okay, Cedric. Your waitress takes a liking to you and says that there's kind of an unofficial holiday party going on at this spot she knows. If you and your friends were not busy, she's got a couple of girlfriends that she could call.
Holy shit, I've got an appearance of 70, so
have you heard of the Sullivan house?
Hey, if these guys are open to it,
she says it's an unofficial tea shop. All the drinks come in teacups, if you take my meaning.
Great. I know what you mean.
Okay, so do you want to start tomorrow morning hungover after a night at the speakeasy with 3 local girls looking for trouble?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody roll your luck once more.
I'm young. I'm like...
God. Georgie's educated, but he's not smart. I don't know.
45 under 49.
Oh, yeah, that's a 26 out of 52.
What? Okay, and you fail your luck roll?
Yep.
With the 70?
I passed.
You want to push that? The worst
I can push a luck roll? Okay, sure.
The worst that's going to happen is you're going to get slapped.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, you made that?
Yep.
Okay, so it is now 3 a.m.
Oof.
Walk of shame back to the boarding house.
There's no shame.
I need everybody to make a dex check.
Okay.
I barely slung over my shoulder.
Did you all make
Pass.
Yep.
37
Okay,
out of 75.
nobody wakes up the house by stumbling up the stairs or fumbling with your key for 10 minutes as you're all inebriated. So you hit the bed, room spinning. Georgie feeling no shame at anything that's happened this evening. And we're gonna say that you don't crack your eyes open until 10 a.m.
All right, time to clock
But
in.
it was quite the enjoyable evening in McLeodry's speakeasy.
Nice.
Wonderful. Let's nurse this hangover with some coffee
Lots
Okay.
of cigarettes.
and get to work.
The landlady, says, "Oh, I can. You missed breakfast, but you boys look like you could use an extra pot of coffee, and I can put on some bacon and eggs. You look like you can use some fortification."
You are an angel.
That would be terrific.
Okay, so she makes everybody breakfast at like 10:30, and puts on a whole fresh pot of coffee. And she just reminds you when lunch and when dinner is, and she says, "I'll go in and I'll straighten up your rooms, and if you need any laundry done, we can tack that on to services."
Harry's probably still in his same same clothes.
All right, so it's when you finish up with breakfast, it's 11. You've pissed away your morning. You can't soar with the eagles if you party with the owls. So, but you are literally a 15-minute walk away from the house.
Oh, it's that close.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's mostly uphill, so it's not an easy 15 minutes. If you wanted to drive, you can, but
Yeah,
you're
we'll take
not
the
sure
car.
what the state of the road will be. So,
Well, so I think we would take the car because I know Harry Georgie has a little extra stuff packed in the trunk.
okay. So you're going to need to make a drive roll because this is kind of going up into the hills.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you're going along a main road, and almost out of nowhere is the cutoff, and then it immediately goes to like a 45-degree angle turning.
I got a 94/20.
That's bad.
That's real bad.
Okay, so you get halfway up, and you hit an icy spot, and the car starts sliding backwards down the hill, and you like lock your brakes, and the car's still sliding backwards down the hill. I will allow you to push the drive roll to see if you can right this or accept that something bad's going to happen. And if you fail again, know that something even worse is going to happen. So it's up to you. The car is going to be damaged or not.
I'm not going to push it because like Ned, I've only got 20, right? So like the chances of me succeeding are very small. So like he's just screaming like fuck.
Okay, so the car slides down. The road is curved. You don't make the curve. It slides off the road. So now it's kind of like, cockeyed off the road. 2 tires on the road, 2 tires in a ditch. Make a luck roll.
All right. Nope, it's going to be a fail. 63/40 something. 49.
Okay. You have the axle on the car is broken.
Ah. Damn it.
But nobody's injured.
Yeah.
If you had pushed the luck roll and failed, you would have had 1d4 points of damage. With the car would have flipped and the axle still would have been fucked. So
he just like slams the door and is like, fuck. God damn, we walked. It's cold. Fuck, we got up late. Geez, we're gonna have to get this thing towed out of here. I think the axle's busted.
At least it got us halfway, right?
You want to take care of that now, or do
You're
you
like
want to look at the
five.
house?
You're like 5 minutes away from the house, walking up the rest of the hill.
No,
Or
let's go.
with a combined
Let's
strength roll, you can get the car back onto the road.
I
It's
don't
not
want it to be in the
driving, though.
way, though.
Nobody comes up here. Nobody wants to come up here.
Well, but yeah, I don't think he would want to
You're gonna
push it
leave.
into the road.
You're gonna leave it. All right, you'll leave it where it is.
Yeah, it's safe where it is.
It's not
Right.
hurting any. It's not hurting anybody.
right.
Oh, geez, Mr. Stanton.
Yeah, well, my previous client, you gifted me the car, so like I didn't pay nothing for it. But
It is what it is.
The good news is that your assignment is including expenses.
Right, so he's just like,
You can
he's
write
like,
off the repairs on the car.
yeah, this is a business expense, right? Like you were going up to the house, the car gets broken.
Right. And I'm a witness to this. So
Okay, so you get up to the house, or you're still going into the. Georgie, are you taking anything out of the trunk?
I was gonna ask.
Oh
him,
yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely gave him the Winchester.
okay, I'm gonna look wide-eyed. We're surveying the house. Oh yeah, you know what? Good idea. There might be animals.
Some extra shells
Okay, so you get up to the
filled
house.
with
You
lead,
see,
filled with iron, buckshot.
it as you get up there, it's like, oh, this is actually a really pretty house. And then you get close enough and you see all the chipped paint, warped wood, broken windows, shutters hanging off, gutters falling away. You see some pigeons kind of roosting in the top cupola. And you're like, oh, yeah, maybe it's not as nice as I thought, but you are here. So, Cedric, you need to make an engineering roll and circle the house to do your first part of the visual inspection.
I'm gonna spend luck on that. I'm gonna spend 10 luck.
Okay. The foundation at least seems fine. None of the house is sunk. So initially it's a good sign that it is salvageable. But again, you've got a lot more checking to do. And you've circled the house and you've see and hear nothing. The wind blowing through the trees.
Yep.
It's
check.
so wooded here, you can't even see down the hill into the town. It's like
No
you
neighbors.
might.
No neighbors. It's just this
No
one
neighbors.
house. Okay.
No neighbors within sight.
Does anything seem out of place? Like, so Harry's looking at two levels, right? So like Cedric is looking at the, structurally, does the house look sound? Where Harry's looking at, okay, well, we know that two people disappeared. One person was savagely mauled. Does anything look strange? Right.
Looks
Based
like
on
a
our
perfectly
previous
normal
experiences.
house on a hill on a cold December day.
Okay.
So as
a light
Cedric's
snowfall begins.
as Cedric's taking his walk around, is there like design wise, right? Like, is there anything here that kind of doesn't fit the style of the house? Like when it was built, like, is there anything that kind of out of the ordinary from, I don't know what kind of like, fancy architect mumbo jumbo you'd use, but like anything that kind of doesn't look right?
No, it's, you don't really spot anything strange or out of the ordinary.
Or are there normal, like, outside sounds?
Yeah.
Like, it's not preternaturally quiet, right? Like, you hear the wind in the trees. There's, maybe some birds. There's...
Right. You actually can hear, sounds of civilization, like people chopping wood. You can smell another, one of the neighbors probably a quarter mile away has their, fireplace on, so you can smell wood smoke. So it's not like this house is on the moon. It's still
Right, yeah.
it's still part of the community. It's just
Sure.
this little tucked away corner up on a hill that nobody really wants to deal with. And you realize the views you'd heard about, they're completely obscured by overgrowth. Like
Sure.
trees would need to be trimmed to
Mm.
give you the ocean view from up here again.
Now, since I wasn't smart enough to ask when we talked to Trevor, is there power in the building? Do we know that?
You don't know if there's power in the building.
Is it a luck roll to say that we brought flashlights then that we would have grabbed out of the trunk?
I will allow a luck roll with a penalty dice for you
Ooh.
guys to have brought enough electric torches for everyone.
Well, just at least one, right?
Okay. Well, I think you would definitely have at least one.
Okay. All right, but penalty dice to have 3.
And I would say that Cedric is the one person who has it because he needs to look at the foundation.
Sure.
One of the things you definitely know you need to crawl around in the basement, so you definitely have a flashlight.
He's used to it. Yeah.
So I got a 57, which is going to be a fail. So we have the 1 then.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we have 1, right?
Harry has his lighter.
That's true too.
That's something.
Okay, so you've got the map of the house. There is a on the first floor. There is the front porch entrance, and there is the back door.
All right, Cedric. Well, I guess you're up. This is kind of your thing, right? I didn't see if the house looks good, right?
Yep. I'm going to start with the basement first, check out the foundation, and then work my way up. If you don't mind, can one of you hold this flashlight while I take notes?
Yeah, sure. When we go in, assume we just go up the front steps and
Yeah,
we
we'll
have the
unlock the
key.
door. Yep.
Open up the
Okay,
door.
so you're going into the front door, and you're
Yes.
going to head. So you come into a hall. There is a door in the hallway, kind of like an arched entrance. Then there's a door to the left and the right, stairway ahead, and a hallway ahead. So
I flipped the light switch just to see if it's going to work or not.
it does not.
Okay.
So you're, like there. This is never going to work.
I got a pretty good picture. I'll send it to all.
Right. So according to the map, thank you. According to the map, the family parlor and the front parlor should be on the other side of you.
Bless you. I know what's happening. I'm not looking. Nice. Okay. Downloading pictures. Front porch, bless you. I'm going to share this. Where the hell's the share thing? Stop cam. Why do I not have share? Oh, screen share. Okay. Weird. Windows, Chrome tab. No. Huh. It's there for sure. Why can I not share that? Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're coming in right here where the hand is. You guys see the hand on the screen, maybe, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we come through the foyer, door on the left and right, hallway and stairs ahead of us. But you want to go to the basement.
It should be at the end of the hall.
Yeah, sure. So I assume we just sort of blow through here, kind of, flashlight.
I mean, if there's anything egregious, we'll stop.
Sorry, I've been muted. Make a spot hidden as you're in the hallway.
No, I failed.
32 out of 81. That's going to be a hard success.
Okay.
33 out of 55. You beat me.
Those who made it, you see that in this area, right by where the stairs are, you see the wall and the floor it's like pitted and blackened. And there are little black specks of almost like cigarette burns, even up on the ceiling, almost as if a firework had gone off, and this is where all the sparks landed. But the main explosive area, like where you see this, it's the center of this commotion. It's gouged out part of the floor.
Is it right here at the bottom of the steps, sort of like by the
It's kind of like
steps?
right next to it's like by the steps, but more to the left.
More to the left. Okay, so like over here.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there some sort of a check to make on that to see, like, does it look like? I mean, I don't think I have any applicable skills, but like Harry would investigate that. Like, does this look like somebody set a fire? Does it look like?
Yeah, I mean, and Georgie was a vagrant child, so like, does it look like kids just starting fires?
The thing is, it doesn't look like fire.
Oh,
It doesn't look like burn. It's very precise. It's almost like the hole where an ember hits, but it didn't spread any. It's like for this much, if this was a fire, it would have spread all throughout the house.
If this is pointed out to me, I'm noting it down for the survey.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure we would point it out. Yeah.
And Harry, you made a hard success?
Correct.
Okay, you find kind of tucked under a kind of like a table with some drawers kind of in the hallway off to the side. It's kind of obscured with some leaves and stuff that's blown in through windows, but there's a woman's shoe kind of here, not far.
Okay.
It has one or two of the black specks on it as well.
Does it? I smell it.
It's an old shoe.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Are there any paintings in the hallway?
No.
Okay. I would sort of be on the lookout for that as we're progressing through the house towards the back. Then, if Cedric is like, oh, the steps to the basement are in the back, so as we're walking through, that he would, kind of just be casting about, as he's sort of playing the flashlight around to see if anything stands out like that.
Okay, no, there's none of his art is in this hallway.
Okay.
But on the map, you do see that there's what should be a library area. Through the front parlor, and I need everybody to make a listen check.
All right.
I got a heart.
50 out of
Nice.
64. I got a success.
Okay, you guys hear like thumping and shuffling from an upstairs bedroom. Like maybe somebody moving around.
I'm gonna freeze and I'm gonna instinctively look at Georgie, who has his Winchester.
and he Georgie kind of looks back at Cedric with that like we warned you look.
Well,
It's like
that's a vagrant, right? or an animal.
Well, I mean, let's hope so.
shrugs with a grin.
All right, well, we'll check that out.
Yeah, I know you want to hit the basement, but we got to check that out first, right? I mean, if somebody's squatting in here, then we got to make sure that they know that they're not wanted. You know what I mean?
I completely agree. I'll be right behind you guys.
Okay, so what's the marching order going up the stairs?
I'll be last.
Georgie.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do you want to be in the middle?
I don't want to accidentally shoot you in the head.
Well, so I have my my 1911, right?
You
But
see,
I don't know.
Oh, true.
You,
Yeah.
you Cedric, you see Harry pull out a automatic 45.
Okay, this
He
raccoon.
says, "You want to stay in the middle, and I'll take the back."
Yeah, I'll take the back. I've got my clipboard.
I
Okay.
hand Cedric the flashlight.
All right, I'll keep
Since
it
you're in the
steady.
middle.
All right. Harry, what's your size?
He's a big guy.
55?
No, Harry's not that.
Oh, all right. I'm a
No,
little
no.
bigger then, so yeah,
No,
I
80.
can
I'm
go over your head.
No, I'm 80. 80.
You
My
guys
average
you're
all
80.
big guys.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Okay, so you get up to the second floor, and we see the map of the second floor. So it's this, you're on this landing. You're facing the bathroom, and then it goes up a little bit further, and then you're in the hall with the connecting rooms.
Yeah, is it like another listen roll to try to pinpoint where it's coming from now? Like if we just stop and listen.
So you're gonna just kind of hang out on the second floor and listen before choosing to either go to the third floor or look through the second floor, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
Make a
like, I
listen
guess, on
roll.
this landing here then.
Right.
That's a 2.
I rolled a 100.
Are we
Okay.
rolling? I don't.
So Georgie, you got the 2, right? You hear
Yes.
something upstairs, kind of like almost sounds like a dragging.
Hmm.
And then I need everybody to make a sand check.
I failed.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna fail.
Okay, out of
Fail.
nowhere.
Yeah, I failed.
Out of nowhere, suddenly you hear this sharp ringing sound, and it's a servant's bell. It's the kind of bell you would like ring to summon the maid or the butler, and it's coming from the floor above you. So it's definitely something on the third floor. And I mean, it was like a loud ringing.
What's the
All of you
sand
failed,
cost?
so all of you lost 1 point just for like the jump scare, I guess.
Right.
God screener.
But now it's like, this is not an animal. This is, there's something up. There's something upstairs.
So I think Harry just looks at George and he says, "What do you got loaded in that thing? You bring any salt?"
It's not a shotgun. It's a rifle.
Oh, that's right. He's got a rifle. Yeah.
It's a hunting rifle, though.
Well, it's like salt would be more of like a shotgun shell.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
true. Nah, just lead rounds.
Well, shit. After you, Georgie.
Gee, thanks.
Okay, so you get to the third floor.
Let me stop sharing and pull up the other map. I think that's going to be this one. Nope, that's the porch. Nope, I don't have the third floor. I have 2 that are first and second.
I can take another photo. The third floor.
Stop moving it.
Trying to...
Steady. Steady. Okay. Got it. All right, sent.
Okay.
I'm like so tempted to shut my camera off.
Oh, there we go.
Like if this was a con, my face is behind the keeper screen because I wouldn't want anybody to see me smirking.
All right, let me close that one. I got to open up this other one now. All right, it's blurry, but Let me. Let's see. Present, share, window. There we go. Oh, that's super blurry. So are we coming up here where the spiral is, or is it?
No,
more
you're
over
there.
here?
You're coming up there.
Okay.
Okay, and you see that, like, hold on. The three going counterclockwise. The sitting room is open, and the 2 bedrooms and study are open. Like the doors are all open.
Okay.
In the bedroom to the left, it looks like someone has been in here and had set a fire, although the fire is like burned out years ago. But this is the room that looks like someone was trying to set up an apartment. Like, you still see a suitcase with some faded women's clothing and men's clothing here. So in the sitting room, you see a couple of paintings.
Which one is the sitting room from where I am right here?
That's the one with the spiral staircase leading up.
Okay,
to the
that's
cupola.
over here. Okay, yep.
And you can hear fucking pigeons above you. In the other bedroom, you see that is not a bedroom, but it's a library.
Is that this one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are lots of books piled up in here and some bookcases. And in the other study, right above that bedroom, you see that looks like a gallery.
So,
and the door to the top bedroom,
this one here,
yeah, that's where you see 3 boards have been nailed over the door frame, and painted on one of the boards is "Do not enter. Death awaits here."
Now, is it up this hallway where we see that, or is it here?
Yeah, no, it's that's the hallway.
Okay.
The other space over there, that's like a fireplace.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And where's the noise coming from?
As you're looking around, wondering where the noise is coming from, you hear the bell go off again. Ding. And it's coming from behind the door with the 3 boards over it.
Okay. All right. So, I think, so if we all see that, like we see all that stuff, Harry just says, we may have time, and he looks pointedly at Cecil and then at Georgie. I don't suggest that we tear the boards down based on the reporting from the couple. She was stricken with some strange wounds, Cecil. So we have some other avenues to check here before we decide to tackle that area if we choose to do so.
We have to.
But I think maybe we leave that for a little. Maybe we could find some useful information that will help us before it comes to that.
Look, you're the professional contractor here, so
Harry would suggest then that we hid in this first bedroom here first. If the local PD didn't do a very thorough investigation, I would like to at least take a look in here and see if there's anything that stands out. If she has clothes here, if there looks like there's anything that seems
okay. Make a spot hidden on the occupied bedroom.
Okay.
Or the formerly occupied bedroom.
That is going to be a 22 out of 81, so it's going to be a hard success.
Okay, you do find effects of both of the people who had gone missing. You actually find What's his name again? Hold on.
Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence Ripley's ID and his wallet with
Wow.
$85 in it.
I take that.
Payday.
I mean, it's old, and it's faded, but
Right.
he was hiding out with his girlfriend and a small fortune.
Right. Says that should pay for the axle on that car.
Almost pay for a new car.
Yeah. So there's some artwork though in that southern room, right?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so there are several paintings here. One seems a bit. It's an experiment in cubism. There's a landscape. There is there's a picture of like a sailing ship. And I need each of you to make a POW check as you examine the art.
71 out of 80.
58 under 65.
I rolled a 99, but I don't think that's a fumble
That fits.
because I have a 63, which is above 50.
Okay. Cedric notices nothing. Harry, as you look at the landscape, it almost seems as you're staring at it, the entire frame, like the rectangle of the frame, seems to spin in your peripheral vision, although it's not moving. And as it spins, the seasons in the landscape change. Almost like in 60 seconds, it goes a whole year. Like you see the leaves change, and you see snow, and then you see the tree bloom, and then shed, and then snow after you stare at it for a minute. And Georgie, the cubism one, the blocks move, but they move and change shape, and they change into shapes you cannot identify. Shapes that you can't even wrap your mind around. So I need both of you to make sand checks.
Okay.
And much like me, Cecil stares into the art and nothing fucking happens. Just like those books at the mall that they said, stare into this and you'll see a tiger, and I never could.
That's a 5 out of 76.
I fail. 53 over 49.
Okay, Harry, you're losing 2 points.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I have a 63. I was looking at my luck.
Okay.
So 53 under 65.
So
I'm sorry.
if you made it, you don't lose any sand.
Okay. Should put my glasses back on.
Are these guys freaking out, or they keep it together?
You see, they're staring at it, and then they pull themselves away, and they're rubbing their eyes and shaking their heads, and they look a little pale.
See what?
The painting over here, this landscape. You see the seasons change. You didn't see that?
You're pulling my leg here. I don't see anything.
No.
All right. You can take another look at a different painting because there are 3 in here.
I don't think Harry bothers to. Like, that was unnerving enough, right?
Right.
Georgie will take a look. That was I mean, this is what we were expecting, right?
Georgie, you saw it, right? Did you see
We
it?
heard about this kind. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got like a bunch of weird floating shapes and things turning inside out. Yeah, it was.
At which point you hear like.
Who's there?
Does it
Jesus
sound
Christ,
like it's coming
Georgie.
close?
No, it's knocking on the boarded door from the other
Okay.
side.
Yeah.
Who are you? This isn't funny. Is knocking?
Just knocks.
I'll just aim my flashlight at it.
I don't know that you're well. I mean, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's check the other rooms first. So then we would head over to here, which is another library. This is the library.
Right. This looks like a smaller library, and all of the books here are very, very old, very worn. They're all occult tomes in like 4 different languages. It looks like a complete collection. And you start to see there are a few different books in here that are handwritten journals.
I pull one off the shelf and just start to skim it.
The journals or the occult collection?
The journals, because Harry doesn't have like as much like weird shit as we've seen. Like Harry doesn't really have any occult, so like it wouldn't mean anything to him. But the
Right.
journals itself,
These are the research journals of Kenneth Sullivan.
okay.
As he was, if you want to skim, all I can tell you is that they're his research journals. If you want to spend an hour poring over like 3 of them and like, reading every other page or then I can kind of tell you what he was working on. But just by glancing at a few pages, you're not going to be able to get an idea of the true focus of his research.
Yeah, I don't think we have that kind of time, right? Not with noises from the other room. So like he just kind of like flips a couple of pages and then says, "Hey, this looks like that Egghead's journals. What do you think? We take them, we leave them."
I mean, this is all property of the
firm.
Yes.
So yeah, you can take it. It's yours.
Yeah.
Or it belongs to the firm.
I mean, if you're the contractor here, if you think it's
Do you want to do a
smart
careful
take-
search of the room?
Yes.
because we still got an entire day, we could take what we need today, do a little more research, and then come back tomorrow.
Okay, so everybody make a spot hidden in this room.
Okay. 45 under 81.
I
I'll
got a
spend
hard
5 points to make it
37.55.
hard.
Hard.
Okay, those who make a hard success find that there is a book hidden here. That basically one of the tables has a shelf built into it under it. So like if you were sitting there, you would reach under the table and pull the book out. And this is the gem of the collection. It is a heavy, old leather-bound book with a clasp and a lock. The lock appears it is unlocked. And the cover reads Liber Evonis.
I don't. Harry
Roll your
doesn't-
Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, okay.
What is that, Latin? I don't know.
It's Latin for sure. Yeah. Nope, 78.
93. I like how we're looking at it, and Cedric probably goes, "What is that, Latin?"
Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so nobody made it?
No.
Nope.
Okay. It is old. It is obviously valuable, and from just flipping through the research journals, you see a lot of the work is based on this book.
So Georgie
You hear the
is
bell go
gonna
off
kind of
again.
look. He's gonna like look at the books, look at Cedric, and then it'll be like, especially like the one that we just found. It's like, I suggest that you pretend you didn't see this here.
I'm gonna need a good
And he
reason.
like kind of like takes it and like starts to like put it in like an inside pocket of his coat.
Oh, it's more like
It's like a book.
Oh,
more like-
okay.
look what I found.
Okay. He's like, you remember the stuff that me and Harry kind of told you about a little bit?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna need a little convincing.
You want to flip through?
I mean, if you want a little convincing, we can open that door over there for you. And
And when you say that, you
Georgie's
hear
serious about that. He like looks at Harry. It's like,
No, Harry catches the look and peels off a 20 from the 85.
All right, I'll take the $20 and be happy with that. I didn't see anything.
okay. So as you guys were talking, the bell has gone off. There's been more banging, but I see that you guys are choosing to ignore whatever's behind that door for now.
Well, yeah, so Harry's assuming that the not that the boards are holding the thing in, but that there is something holding the boards in, that's holding whatever this is in, so that we have a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of leeway to sort of investigate the area before, like, oh, let's go and fight the thing.
yeah. I mean, Georgie will like kind of pull Harry off to the side, be like, you know that like we have to take care of this thing before they come back here, right? Like they're gonna start working on the house. They're gonna come across this thing, and it's gonna probably kill a whole bunch of people.
Like Harry shakes out a cigarette and lights it. Blows out a, takes a deep drag and blows it up. Says, yeah, I mean, we can't in good conscience let people come up here and start dicking around if there's something from beyond time and space, right?
I'm gonna overhear it. So there's like a demon behind that door.
Well, I mean, who can say what it is exactly? But there's clearly something that shouldn't be here that's not a person, right? I mean, if it was a person, they would have come out here by now.
Look, if we're renovating this place, it gets out. If we demolish the place, it still gets out. So I don't see a way forward besides. I mean, you're the experts here. You perform exorcisms
with a rifle.
No.
All right. So do you see a collar around this neck?
Like obviously that's been kept in there for a while, for all these years.
I mean, for all we know, that's Kenneth in there.
And so Georgie will look at Cedric at this point and be like, all right, here's your chance. Behind that door, it's either some unholy, otherworldly thing that's probably going to try to eat all of us, or it's a raccoon. Right now, you can walk downstairs and head back to the car, and we'll catch up to you, and you can forever believe that thing's a raccoon back there.
That's like Schrodinger's mythos.
Yeah, right.
It could be a raccoon. It could be a demon.
Yep.
If we don't open the door, we don't need to deal with it.
Either that, or we can go ahead and open that door when you're standing right here, and you can see
Right,
what
so
it is.
What do you guys want to
All
do?
right, make me a believer. I'll watch.
I checked
the
my
perfect-
watch. What
Buddy,
time
you're gonna
is it?
have to do a lot more than watch.
You got here probably around noon after the misadventures last night and the wreck coming up the hill.
Yep.
You've made 2 spot hidden checks, which are 45 minutes, so that's an hour and a half. And you've probably dicked around for another hour looking at pictures, walking up the stairs. and debating whether we should open this door or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
So that's
It's like
What's that?
4-ish.
you've been
Four.
You've been here 3 hours. So yeah, you're creeping up on 4 o'clock.
At this point, Cedric's feeling the dread, and it's only getting darker.
Yeah, we
So
got like
It's
an
already
hour
it's
till
already getting
nighttime.
dark out.
Yep. All right. So how do you kill demons?
I mean, the last time that we had to deal with this, we just kind of talked to her, but I don't know that that's going to work this time.
Well, he's not talking now. You do
Georgie-
Morse code? He's a smart physicist.
Do you know Morse code?
Absolutely not.
Son of a bitch. What's our play here, Georgie? What do you think? I mean, if he's, fuck, I don't think guns is going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if he's been just kind of looking to extend his life or something like that, he's still technically human. He
I mean,
just
if
might
it's
be out
him.
of his mind at this point, driven crazy by all the weird. I mean, you saw what we just saw. Like, imagine seeing that every single day, 5 times a day. It's eventually going to drive you insane. So he could still be human. He's just kind of a little immortal and a little crazy.
Well, so everything happened after he got the books from his uncle. Then he
You
started
mean
reading.
these books?
Yeah, all the stuff that's in this room that we're standing
Exactly.
in. And being an egghead already, it took him down some strange trails, right? But like, it seems like he found something. Even in the newspaper said he had some limited success. What the hell does that even mean? Talking about moving through time and space.
Well, what could that mean, Harry?
Are you the voice in my head? Does that mean the Dreamlands? Maybe.
No. What you the paintings you just were experiencing?
I'm not smart enough to know what you're talking about.
You
Can I make an
in your
intro?
landscape painting, you saw it move through time by moving through all the seasons.
Yeah.
So he's
No, I-
able to paint stuff and have it move through time and space in the paintings.
Oh, okay. I get you. Good looking out,
And,
Georgie.
and you and your painting showed you shapes that don't exist.
Oh yeah, I probably saw like 4-dimensional garbage, like tesseracts and all that nonsense.
And
you're
I
like,
haven't seen
and,
jack
you're like,
shit.
and I still can't find Waldo.
It's a sailboat. You know what? There is no Easter Bunny.
All right, where are you guys going from here? What are you doing?
So, all right, look, guys. Does it?
4 o'clock. You got about an hour of daylight.
Do we want to at least like try to take a look at this journal here and see like maybe something will stick out?
Look,
like-
we might as well collect everything, look it over tonight, and then come back tomorrow.
All right.
You want to
You know
come
what?
back tomorrow?
Well, it's
He's-
Sunday.
I mean, he's actually got a point. So we know the thing's back there, right? It's clearly not getting out
No.
unless
It's been
we
here
let
for
it out.
years.
Right. So I say we fortify it, right? We make a little wall of spikes. We break down some of the furniture. We make sure that it at least has a hard time getting to us while we unload a
You
couple
can
of rounds
spend-
on
you
it.
can
You know, I
spend
would say in engineering
half
school,
an hour of piling up furniture in front of the door, so if it did get out, it'd be slowed down.
I would
Right,
say
exactly.
in engineering school, I learned if it ain't broke, it doesn't need fixing. So we'll just leave it there because it hasn't moved for years. We just leave. Don't even waste
Here's
time.
the problem, though, Cedric. See, your firm, they're going to come in and they're going to start renovating the place. And then that whole pack of raccoons is going to get out and it's probably going to rip the faces off of a bunch of people.
No. I mean, we leave the door just for tonight so we can pour over the books, find some kind of solution.
Okay.
Some demon
See?
killing solution, right?
Smart kid.
Okay, so are you can find a carpet, like a rug, that you can turn into like a hobo bindle and
Mhm.
get the book collection in it, and like basically have Santa's sack
There you go.
of horrible mythos tomes.
Yeah.
Sure. How many books are we talking about?
A dozen?
Okay, so not like
Wow.
a whole library full.
No, but a dozen encyclopedias.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So
This
I
is
guess-
probably, I mean, this is like a gold mine of mythos research, though. This is
Right.
Yeah.
The kind of stuff a publisher of Mythos tomes would have loved to have got their hands on, huh?
right.
All right. Yeah. So we pile up some furniture.
Yeah, his uncle spent a lifetime gathering this collection.
Yeah. And then grab the books, and I guess
Okay, you
exit
grab the
house.
books and do what?
Exit the house, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
And on your way down there, I need everybody to make a spot hidden and a listen.
Oh, damn it. The butler did it.
18. No,
I
is that
failed.
an 18? Yeah, 18 out of like 81 for spot hidden.
Georgie failed.
I got a 59 out of 55.
So no, you failed. Okay, Harry,
But I
as
got-
you come
yeah.
as you're
All right,
coming
yeah.
down the stairs with the Mythos tomes, you see a strange glow from the bottom of the stairs. On the first floor. And you swear you see something kind of skitter along the wall. And then kind of like disappear around the corner, heading into the hallway towards the basement.
Did you guys see that?
No.
No.
There was a flash, like the bugs, the flashing bugs, the iridescent bugs. I seen it.
Yep.
So we
It
need
wa-
an exterminator. I'll write that down.
I mean, maybe sure. It went around the corner, went down towards in the basement. We might have two different things here that we're dealing with.
So, I mean, we consider ourselves lucky that it went to the basement, or are we watching our backs when we go down there now?
Okay, so you're going down to the first floor?
No, I look for something that I can throw down the steps first.
You're in a furnished house, you can find something. There's you can anything from a stool to a portable typewriter to a picture
stool.
off the wall.
Yeah. He would just like kick a stool down the steps to make sure that something doesn't immediately attack.
I'll mark the damages.
Make a listen check.
Listen, check. No, 78.
Do you want all?
All of
Do you
you.
want all of us?
All of
Okay.
yeah, all of you.
Oh, not lucky. Failed.
Nope. 37.
You don't hear anything.
I think it's okay then.
Let's go.
Nothing
Let's get out of
happens.
this creepy ass house.
Hey, look, just be quick, okay?
Yep.
Okay, as you come down onto the first floor, you do see like a green glow kind of from the back hallway. Like as you're coming down the stairs, you see that there's light in the hallway. And I need everybody to make a spot hidden.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a 9 out of 55.
I also got an extreme.
Oh, okay. I passed, but regular.
Okay, so you look down the hallway, and you see several. All right, well, we'll make the sand check after. You see several rat-sized creatures. One is on the wall, one is on the floor, one is kind of skittering on the ceiling, and then you see more of them in the back wall of the doorway to the basement. You can kind of see through them. They're translucent, but the ones that are more towards the back of the house seem more solid, more tangible. They appear as very large wood lice with like oversized scorpion-like claws. And they're just kind of like meandering around, and almost like winking in and out of sight. But they become more visible the further back. Like the ones closest to you are nearly invisible. You have to like almost squint to see them. But the ones by the basement door are they're clearly visible, but still semi-translucent. Like you can still kind of see through them.
Run!
Well, did they react at all with what Harry threw?
Yes, you see the ones in the hallway are moving back towards the basement door.
As they're
All right.
moving away,
Like they're
are they getting harder
literally
to see?
skittering away. You just didn't hear them because they refilled their role.
Right, there you go.
As they're moving
yeah,
away,
So
do
Harry
they-
screams,
Okay.
"Run!" And what do? Oh, sand check.
Okay. Oh, one.
No.
Yes, pass.
Oh wait.
36.
Yes. 75 out of 76.
You all made it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
No sand loss.
I keep looking at my luck instead of my sanity.
So as they're skittering away, are they getting easier to see because of the distance that's
Yes.
increasing?
Even
Okay.
though they're further away, they're becoming more visible the closer they
So-
get to the basement door.
They could just be like right next to us and we wouldn't know, which
Yep.
is a disturbing thought. I'm gonna leave.
Okay, you're out, Harry.
Yeah, he's.
Oh yeah.
We
So you
got
guys
the books.
you're like leave the house with the bag of books, and they're like, okay.
So we're gonna
you're
burn the
good.
house down, right?
Well, so once we get outside, right, and presumably nothing follows us that we can see, he'll stop and say, Cedric, when you walked around, are there any windows to the basement? Do we want to look to see if we can see if anything is going on down
Were there any
there?
windows to the basement?
There are no windows to the basement, but when you check your map, there is a coal chute. So
Okay.
there's a small area where they would shovel coal into the furnace room that you can open and access the basement from the outside.
So I got a question for you, Harry.
Yeah.
So those little buggers that we just saw, right?
Uh-huh.
They were kind of they seem to kind of get a little more real, a little more uninvisible farther they got away, but they seem to be moving towards the basement. And they seem to get a little fuller when they got towards the basement. I'm wondering if it was because they were getting farther away from us, or if they were getting closer to the basement.
I mean, I think it's probably because there's something in the basement, right? But they ran away from us. They didn't attack
Oh yeah, it's because you
us.
threw something at them. Like I'd run away from you if you threw something at me.
Yeah, but if you were an insubstantial bug from another plane of existence, would you give a shit if I threw something at you?
And there's the line of the night.
I mean, maybe it has to do something with the professor's studies, though. Like maybe, maybe he kind of made them that way.
Look, maybe we can just write this off and say there's a huge bug infestation. We don't have to deal with it.
Well, but somebody's
I
got to
mean,
deal with it is the problem, right?
Did you,
I mean-
did you see the tail on those things?
I don't want to go in the basement necessarily, but
I'm just an engineer.
look, I tried to tell you that there are things that exist that usually are better left alone, but sometimes in a situation such as we find ourselves in, it's something that you actually have to deal with.
I mean, I
Again-
could just fabricate the stuff and just say demo it all.
But would you be okay with demoing this property and then having somebody else get caught up in this kind of a situation?
I
That's
mean,
what
I
you
don't.
see,
I saw
guys.
those bugs.
I mean, that's something in a way.
I'd rather
on
get
your
an
conscience.
expert deal with it. Are you an expert?
Actually, yes. That's why he was hired.
I mean,
Okay.
in a matter of speaking, I wouldn't
So yes,
say
this
expert
is what you
necessarily,
saw.
but
Did I do this screen share correctly?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I got it in.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, you got to level with me and teach
And this
me
is
some
about
of
the
your
size
techniques.
of a rat.
Yeah. So, what are your techniques? How can I help?
I mean, we pretty much just hit stuff till it goes away.
Okay.
I want you to know you're having this conversation in the front yard of the house as snow falls around you.
It's not
Oh,
like the
yeah.
house can hear us.
I'm just saying, do you
I mean, we do got to protect the books, though.
do you
Yeah.
want to head back to the rooming house? Do you want to go back into the house? I mean, where?
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't have to miss dinner.
Oh, I think we're gonna miss dinner.
No, actually,
All right.
if you hurry, you'll probably make dinner.
Okay.
I think we
All right.
head back in town. We get ourselves
Well, we
sorted.
gotta push
maybe
the
there's some
car.
stuff that we can buy. You know, maybe something that'll help us out a little bit. We head back here in the morning. Maybe tonight we don't get drunk and hungover.
Yeah. Maybe tonight we hit the books.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. So you get back to the rooming house with your bag of books. It is pot roast,
Delicious.
mashed potatoes, corn on the cob. So, you
In
eat well.
December? My
What?
immersion is broken.
They have root cellars.
Go ahead.
So there's hearty dinner. She says, you guys look half frozen. I can light a fire in the sitting room and bring out some fresh hot pot of coffee and some slices of pie if you like.
Well, that'd be great.
Okay, so you do that. Everybody make a luck roll.
No, 77.
31.
100.
Okay, so
I'm lucky.
this is what happens.
Jesus.
You guys
I get the fresh
get your
corn.
coffee, you get your pies after dinner. You're like, okay, we got a lot to talk about and a lot to discuss. And this old guy with a monocle and mutton chops comes over and he introduces himself and he starts telling war stories for like 90 minutes. But at the end of it, he gives each one of you a cigar.
Please tell
Wonderful.
me how I'm lucky in this.
Because they both failed, so you still got cigars.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, oh, don't mind him. You know, he's never been the same since the Philippines.
Nice. Yeah, so is there more than one journal? Harry would take one journal if there's two past.
There's two journals.
Okay, I take one.
I'd like to take some of the journals as well, especially those with the science, because I do have some skills in physics.
Okay, so you split up the journals, and then you guys can pass them around. It'll take a couple of hours, but if you want to dedicate a pot of coffee and like 2.5 hours, the three of you can get a good idea of what his research was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so everybody make an INT check.
I'm running out of good dice to roll here.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. 10 out of 70, I think.
Standard.
Georgie,
Extreme success.
luckily, none of this makes any sense to you. But for Harry and Cedric, you piece together what he was working on. It costs you 2 sand, and you gain 3 points of Cthulhu Mythos.
Nice.
I think I'm starting to understand what you were talking about.
Basically, he became obsessed after inheriting his uncle's collection that there's possibly a way for him to use math, physics, architecture, and art to create a portal through time to allow him to go back in time and possibly save his fiancée from death by preventing her from catching yellow fever. He said that he's had some success. He was able to create these paintings, testing out some of the theories to violate time and space separately. He got great insights in the witch house. So he started working with architecture, and that failed horribly and almost cost him his life as he opened up a doorway between worlds, and a creature lurking at the doorway lunged out to try and drag him into the void. He said that he was able to sever one of the tentacles and free himself, although it caused him to have a broken ankle that took 3 months to heal. And after that, he boarded up the door, and that he kind of put dealing with it and repairing that doorway between worlds on the eventually list.
That's a tomorrow problem.
Right.
At that point, he moved his main focus of research into the basement, where he set up a secondary lab, giving
dear
up the
Lord.
pursuit of architecture and creating something which the wizard Eben called a proper gate through time and space. And he said that he was having some limited successes with it. He was able to make a gate that would take him back one day in time, and then a week in time. And he was finally starting to say, okay, now I'm going to go for 10 years. And that's where all of his journal, that was the last entry in the journal. Like, tomorrow I'm going to reset all of the calibrations, create a new gate, and this one should take me back to the time where I can save her.
Any way we can stop this? Does he write out like the formulas for making such a gate?
He did say that the room, the dimensions of the room were crucial into creating that soft point between realities. So if any of the features of the room were altered, if like the shape of the room was altered, it should destroy that weak point. So his plan was just to, tear out a wall of that room from the outside of the building.
Where the creature is?
Yeah,
Or
that's
is
how
it-
he was planning to deal with the second floor. The thing on the
Okay.
the thing on the third floor.
Okay.
But for the gate in the basement, he has he had no plans on closing it. Basically, he said he'd set it up so that if you use these tokens and said this word, you could access the gate from either side. And these
Or-
tokens were buttons from one of his fiance's dresses that he had in a jar in the lab. And the secret and the passphrase was "beloved forever and always."
Okay. Does it, and it doesn't mention the bugs at all? That like either something else came through or
Nope.
nothing like that. Okay. He says, well, I guess we dodged the bullet with that upstairs. So I guess all we got to do is blow that wall out and that'll take care of that beastie.
Yeah,
there we
sounds
go.
good. I'm happy.
Anybody get some dynamite?
Well,
I
You
think
carry that around. You're the expert.
Dynamite is readily available in agricultural areas that grow
Right.
potatoes, like Long Island.
Perhaps we can just throw a rock at a window.
Yeah, they would alter the dimension of the room,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but
It
that
would have to
sounds fun.
damage the structure of the room,
Structure of the room.
like
Okay.
the actual shape of it.
Okay. That is something we could put a hole from the bedroom into the other room, then perhaps, right? Because it would change the structure of the wall. Like the wall wouldn't be the same
Right.
then.
Like if you smashed a corner of it so that
Yeah.
the corner would be missing, that would probably
The
take
angles
care
would
of
be wrong.
whatever rift was created by the strange geometry of the room.
Right.
So you kind of have an idea of how to fix what's going on at the upstairs, and an idea and a concept of what you dodged, of what is actually behind that door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a raccoon. Got it.
Not a
I'm
raccoon.
starting to believe, Mr. Stanton.
But what's in the basement, you have no idea what's going on down there.
And
mean-
it.
If you shoot enough holes in the same spot, that would alter.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
it's brick
probably
on the
fair
outside.
too, right? Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't have to necessarily go in with the sledge. Well, it depends on what the wall's made out of, right?
Right.
If there's a fireplace between that bedroom and the other room, then that wall's probably brick.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd probably have to take a sledgehammer to it.
Or dynamite.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
We can easily get scaffolding if there's any hardware store open. Just scaffolding, sledgehammer.
Well, Harry's saying you wouldn't even need to. You can go in from the bedroom on the other side of the wall.
Oh, that's true.
Punch a
You're
hole
right,
in the wall,
you're
right?
right.
Change the
With
angles of
dynamite.
the room or
Right,
whatever.
right. If you broke down that wall from the other bedroom breaking into that room, it would change the dimensions of the room, closing that rift.
Okay, well, so that's good. We could deal with that. The journal here mentions the Book of Ibon, which is this other one here. Harry goes to it and like flips it open. Is the whole book in Latin?
Yes.
The Liber of Honest or whatever the
Yeah.
hell it was. Yeah.
If you were able, does anyone know Latin?
No.
Okay.
I barely know English.
Because that book has information about what these bugs are.
I don't like. Is that? I mean,
No, it's
To go-
Latin, you guys. If you don't know it, you don't know it.
yeah. Goes on. 'Cause I mean, that was part of education back then, still though, wasn't it? To have Latin in school or no? In the 20s?
You would have had to have it as another language. In
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, also too, probably only if you went to like a Catholic school or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, this is beyond our.
And it literally would take you weeks to research the book to find out anything. So
Look,
Are-
more dynamite for the bugs, or fire, or poison. That's what the exterminators use.
I mean, I don't. Maybe. Meta question: would the library be open in 1920 on a Sunday? Like
No.
today, I could go to my library probably on a Sunday, right? But back then, it would be closed,
Nothing's
right?
open on a Sunday.
Actually, if those bugs were like invisible, the closer we get, why don't we arm ourselves with some kind of paint?
That's
So
not a
we
bad
can see
idea.
them.
Some flour, even something, anything that would
Yeah.
mark them.
So we might have to exterminate them manually.
okay,
I mean,
just-
as long as they're
Just to-
actually invisible and they're not like transdimensional.
Whatever that
so
means.
here's where we are. It's 11:30. I don't know that you guys are going to head back and hit the basement and try and finish tonight, or are you?
We
mean,
were
I-
going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we would do it in the morning, perhaps.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean tonight as in
Oh yeah.
our
yeah.
time, game time.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a good spot to stop if you guys are gonna assault the basement and finish the adventure.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like now you're like, oh, we need flour. We need to go to the, It sounds
Well,
like you guys.
there's flour in the boarding house. We'll just ask nicely.
But I'm just saying, we probably have enough for another session.
Oh, okay.
We have to
Um,
do some shopping, some
and if we were going to press
researching,
on,
some
I could
setting
play
up.
till midnight, but I wouldn't want to play much past that since I've got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
if you don't think we could do it in a half an hour, then we probably should.
It's up to you.
Schedule a second
I'm
session.
fine playing another session separately. I can
It's just,
do.
I don't want to
same
get
time
into
next
the
week.
situation where what happened to your poor game that we could never get everybody back together.
We've got 4 players this time.
Right. Yeah.
Well, three and GM, but yeah.
Yeah, this is per player.
If you guys
You got
think-
You got 2 people here who have pretty much nothing else to do after 9 o'clock anyway. So
Same here.
See, there we go.
Like, Thursdays, perfect.
I am more than happy letting the next session happen and you know, letting you guys chew up the scenery and then maybe just being a total dick and throwing in some extra stuff.
Yeah, if you
Nice.
want.
I have
We can
some
do that.
I have some stuff that's if shit goes south, this happens.
Yeah.
And I could easily make that happen whether it goes south or not. So yeah, but now you know pretty much what the whole deal is with this house.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not haunted per se, but it's riddled with
Transdimensional beings.
yeah. This
Okay.
was a transdimensional non-Euclidean fourth dimension laboratory where he was
Right.
testing theories.
Yeah,
Eldritch
yeah.
Infestation.
All right. Well, so if we're going to do that, so next week is Invictus, theoretically, and hopefully because it's going to come up again in my release schedule and I need to get a game. The Thursday after that is Thanksgiving, which is obviously gonna be off the table.
I can play other nights.
I can
I don't know
also
what-
play other nights.
I would be more than happy to, do a Tuesday night, Thursday, Wednesday night game
Yeah.
to finish
Wednesdays
this
are
up.
best.
I'm enjoying this.
Good.
I like I always love the 1920s, and I always love the scenario where they're breaking in a new guy who's slowly starting to believe like, oh, okay, maybe we don't want to open that door. And then you're reading the notes like, oh, good call, we didn't open that door.
Yeah.
I really thought I had you with the bell.
Yeah, dinner's ready. Ding ding.
I was trying to get
Yeah.
Is Wednesday the 23rd too close to Thanksgiving?
No, I could
Works
totally
for
do
me.
that. I could totally do that.
Okay, let's do
my
that.
wife's
then.
family. My wife's family's going to be here. I'll be hiding up in my den anyway.
Yeah.
So that's 9 p.m. same time.
9 p.m. on 11/23. Yep,
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this.
perfect.
Uh,
Good. Me too. This was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
Really happy you could make it.
I think we did good so far.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, that would have been bad. Oh, you want to see a picture of it?
Yeah.
Let me.
Is it something that we could have reasonably fought?
Probably not.
You could have fought it.
You could have attempted to fight it.
It's bad.
Win? Who knows?
It's something I made for back in 2019 for October Nomicon.
Mm.
What the hell?
It's called A Parcel of Darkness.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fun to fight.
It's a lot of tentacles.
Yeah, I make these monsters and then I don't use them for like ever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pull a couple of my old monsters out and make an adventure around them.
Nice.
They're like, oh, Parcel of Darkness. I'll throw this up in the attic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty much death on a stick. I'll hang a sign. If there's street stuff going after that, it's on them.
Yeah, the sign literally says you die.
Right. Oscar, have you ever listened to the Black Tapes podcast?
Yes, I have. Yes, I
There
have.
we go. All right. Yes.
I have two.
I was getting those
letdown towards the
vibes,
end.
especially like second season when they were talking about the Pythagoras and getting into the tones and everything like that. And
I loved how you were like, yay, haunted house. And I'm like, not haunted. Weird science, interdimensional bullshit.
Right.
But okay, I'll let him think it's a haunted house. That'll work too. So that's why I was really excited for like when we were gonna do it right before Halloween. And you were like, "Yeah, I love a haunted house scenario," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Not a fucking ghost in here." A lot of dangerous stuff, but
Yeah.
I always, and this is from my Hispanic heritage, I always love adventures that center around somebody fucking with the unknown and it totally biting them in the ass. Because Hispanics would be like the last person in a horror movie. Because as soon as something weird would happen, we'd be like, "I'm going home. Fuck you guys. Screw you guys. I'm going home. We do not mess with that. No Ouija boards, no tarot cards, nothing."
During the Lovecraft and Southeast Asia panel with that group, they were like the same thing. They were like, "Yeah, you guys are fucking stupid." Like we would all be like, "No, nobody goes in there. There's a good reason nobody goes in there."
Right.
The reason all the Lovecraft books have white people in them because nobody else is stupid enough to fuck with it.
Pretty much. Like Hispanics would be like, "No way." No. True story. Asked my mom if we could get a Ouija board in the 70s. And she said, "Absolutely not. You will never bring anything like that into my house." And I said, "Why? You don't believe it's real?" And she goes, "No, it's not a good idea to draw attention to yourself." And it's that line stuck with me the rest of my life. And it's probably part of the foundation for all of my writing. It's not a good idea to draw attention to yourself. I'm like, holy shit, it's not that she doesn't believe it, is that she does. And it's, it is not something you fuck with. And that's the sensibility. And again, I guess the Southeast Asians, they're the same thing. But we would never fucking go in there.
Yep.
But, love makes fools of us all. That's why I did the dead fiancé.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can travel back through time and save her. Like, yeah, I might be that stupid.
Nice.
For a girl, yeah, I might be that stupid.
I've got a haunted house scenario.
Is it haunted or is it just actually? Well, don't tell us. We may play one.
I'm not going to tell you. It's actually a haunted resort. I wrote it for one of the writer workshops where it's a haunted resort off the coast of Cape Cod.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
And the entire
play these characters. I'll dig out my 1920s guy.
Oh, it's actually for you play as like either a YouTube channel or a TV show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's modern. It has to be.
Ghost Facers.
There you go.
Sisters.
Yeah, I've got regens ready. I've ran it like 5 times already, and I'm actually writing it up for like in publication style. So it was the one I was actually going to send you, Oscar. But I'd love for you to play in it first.
I would love to play in it. And this time we're just going to have people that we know will show up.
That's fine. I can finish it in 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours, one night.
You say that,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know these guys.
I know my
I've had
GM.
these guys spend 45 minutes naming a donkey.
And
it came up with Daisy. Okay, it wasn't even that creative.
Hey, to be fair, a lot of that time was trying to figure out what Daisy would be in Latin.
Wow.
Yeah, they chew up the scenery. We have a good time.
Yeah.
Guys, really thank you. I needed this. I really needed this.
I'm glad, man.
And again, if this was published, all of that info dump would have been really masterfully drawn, written out handouts. But I'm not getting paid for this. So,
you're getting paid in love.
And love will earn you 683 words. Love is not an 8,000 word scenario.
Are we play testers?
Yes, even though this is so simple. Like, I don't know if I'd even work this up for. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would definitely sell this. Any publisher wants this, I can work this up. But yeah, I mean, dude, this is adventure like 109. Okay, it's like,
right.
I don't need another adventure sitting in my unsold pile. So yeah, if somebody offered me money to develop it and put it out, sure, I'd develop and put it out. Otherwise, this is just for us. you'll learn pretty quickly. I will write a short scenario just for us, just the fucking for shits and giggles and entertain my friends.
For the love of the game.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
not
what,
even the
like,
love of the game, for love of spending time with my friends, entertaining them.
Hanging out.
I mean, this is like the 6th or 7th game you've written just for us sticking around on the podcast.
Right.
If we count up all of the Britannia ones, it's probably more than 6 or 7, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I can, because I have them in a file right here on my computer. Hold on. I literally have a file that says Legends of Tabletop in like Aiden Relief, Harvest Moon Hunt, Ink and Venom, Beloved Bronwyn, Peril in the Perennial Hills, Shadow of the Oak, Undying Embers, and the one we're currently doing, the Bog of Sinwid Syndrome. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 short adventures I've written just for you guys, just for this game.
Wow.
And that's not including the 12 session 3 short scenario to put away childish things, which is not for you guys because that was always
Yeah.
that was my adventure that I always planned to write, a big one.
Yep.
Which I still need to fix the fucking ending before I do anything with it. But
And then this one. So 9.
and then this one. Yeah.
But
Wow.
all right. Speaking. By the way, nobody got the name.
The name?
Humorous.
Yeah.
Humorous.
Oh.
No, not.
Totally didn't mean that. Oh, nope. That's just happy accident. Literally, I wrote Hugh Morris.
That's why I lost my shit when you said that.
I guess I was a mature 5th grade level tonight, and you were the usual 3rd grade level, so that was a little.
Sounds about right.
Love
Yep.
it.
That's like arthritis and his writing partner, rigor mortis. Bend over. All right, guys. Play us out, Harry.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming and checking this out. We don't have anything for sale other than the podcast. So if you want to throw money at our Patreon, that's cool. I would prefer that you throw money at our GM. So Oscar has a tip jar over at Golden Goblin Press. But aside from that, there's awesome and cool and stupendous products over at goldengoblinpress.com.
And
So
if you're a
link in the show
publisher and you
notes.
want me to finish writing this for publication and buy it, by all means, I'm available for freelance work.
There's also other cool stuff over there, and the Britannia book will be coming out soon. It's in layout. It's almost finished.
It's done with layout. We start correcting the layout over the weekend.
Nice.
Proofreaders have got to chapter 10. So hopefully I will be incorporating all of the corrections for the first 10 chapters.
Nice. And all of you whiners out there, it's now like a 700-page book or something.
It's not that long. It's
But
long.
it's beautiful art. I mean, it's stupendous. We got like a sneak peek a couple of weeks ago. It's fantastic. So support our GMs, support Todd. Todd's got a Patreon out as well. There's links for all of our core stuff in the show notes. So if you're interested in Core Cthulhu or any of that other stuff, you can check that out as well. Really just thanks for listening. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for downloading the stuff. We really appreciate it. If you're so inclined, if you want to leave a review or a rating on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is, also super helpful. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace.